Hello and welcome to the SaturdayMP show, episode number 47, being recorded mostly live, June 10th, 2024. I'm your host, Chris, and this is a show about shipping secure, high-quality software faster. And today we're going to do that by updating the Saturday Morning Productions website from Ruby 3.1.5, I think, to Ruby 3.2, and that's kind of in preparation of updating from Rails 7 to Rails 7.2. I don't know how my voice is sounding. I had a cold over the weekend here, recording this on Monday. I'm still getting over. So hopefully this will be a quick video and my voice will last long enough. If you have a question or something you want me to answer in a future video, like how do I update something or how do I fix something or design something or anything like that, please shoot me an email to, I guess I'll throw it in here, ask@SaturdayMP.com. You can also leave comments down below if you're watching this on YouTube. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube and you like what you see, please share this video with others so that they can find it and also benefit from it. And, click the like and subscribe. That just helps other people. It makes me feel good, but the bigger thing is it helps other people find it. If this is content that you found useful, probably someone else will find it useful. I guess if you don't find it useful, I don't know. I don't know why you're watching. I guess you can switch and watch something else. All right, so let's jump right into this here. So this is the overall plan, is that I haven't done much with my company website in a while. I've been really busy with client work, so basically I'm just going to double check to make sure everything works as it is. I'm going to update all the gems and the sorbet files to the latest. I think because right now, I'm trying to think now. I am on Ruby 3.1.5. Maybe I'll update to Ruby 3.1.6 when I update these gems. I don't think I really need to, but like if this was a really important production app, I would probably update the gems, and then there would be another step in here where it would be update to Ruby 3.1.6, and then there'd be another step. Gems, and these would all be pushed to production for like a day or two, just to let it test and run and make sure everything's good, and then I would do the update to 3.2.4. So I don't. I guess we can try it. Sure. So we're just going to do this all in one big 3.1.6 gems and sorbet files. Sure, let's do it. That'll be a good test to make sure we found all the places where I need to update the Ruby string. So, because there's a couple, I can never remember exactly where they are. So, yeah, so that's basically the plan. So we'll do this in three steps. So ideally, like we'll create a branch and it'll be 3 commits. So let's go in here and let's just get our branch going. Update to Ruby 3.2. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I guess I should also show why do I want to do this update first? So there's this fastruby.io has this handy Rails and Ruby chart here. So right now the website is running on Rails 7.0. Whatever point number it is, and we're running on. I guess I should show here. Let's see. So if we go to the Docker file here, so we can see we're on Ruby 3.1.5, and then if we bring up the gem file, there, we can see we're on Rails 7.0.1, and if we look at the gem lock, and then let's just search for Rails, yeah, we're on 7.0.8. So we're basically sitting right here in this, excuse me, in this version here. And I want to get up to Rails 7.1, but I think I'll do that in 2 steps. I'm going to, and again, because I'm not feeling great, and client work is still pretty busy. So right after this, I got to work on some design work. I got to do some financial stuff for GL entries and kind of this flow-through account thing that they want. So I had the overall idea done, but I need to actually write out the actual accounts getting created and send it to people smarter than me so they can actually correct. Yeah, they'll tell me I put the debits and credits in the wrong spot and stuff. But anyway, I want to be up to this, right? So we'll go to 3.2. And then maybe in a future video, I'll update to 7.1. So, and then if you want, here's all the Ruby releases. So yeah, 3.1.6. I'm at 3.1.5 right now. The latest 3.2 is 3.2.4. Okay, so let's do this build, and while it's building, hopefully nothing will go wrong. While it's building, so I have this set up as a Docker file. I'm using the Phusion passenger Docker file. But if you're just using, say, this update might be even easier if you're using, say, like the Ruby Docker image here. So if you're just on Ruby 3. Like I said, they don't show it here, but 3.1.5, and then you want to go to 3.2, you would update your Ruby files or your Docker file slightly different. Because Phusion Passenger comes with a bunch of Ruby versions pre-installed, and as part of my Docker build here, I basically uninstall all the Ruby versions I don't want and just keep the one that I want. So, yeah, but if you're using like the Ruby Docker container, you'll have a from Ruby up here, and then you'll have the Ruby version up here, and then you would just change that to rebuild it. So, but like I said, we're just basically going to build our website as is and just run the tests and make sure everything works and that there's no surprises. I guess maybe I'll show it to you. There's not a lot. So the SaturdayMP.com website is just this. There's not a lot going on. Right, it's pretty. Yeah, you should come check out the weekly dev chat every Tuesday at noon, Mountain Time. There's just a couple static pages there. If you want to chat with me, you can click this link to get to get a Calendly invite if you want to chat with me. So yeah, there's not a lot of going on. So, and it's not a big deal for me if the site goes. If the site is down for a couple of days, right? It wouldn't affect my business too much. I don't think it would look kind of bad, but it's not like Amazon. I wouldn't be losing millions of dollars a day. So, all right. So we're running the update. So where are we here? Oh, we're just here. Oh, it's taking a while. Because I wonder what the Phusion passenger. So what am I at? I'm at 302. I think upgrading to 3 was a bit of a pain. Because they did some Node. They upgraded the version of Node from 16 to 18, I think, in the image. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to upgrade to Rails 7, is because if you watch some of the past videos, I got rid of all the what the heck was that thing called? I have to look. So, what did I get rid of? So these are where, Webpack. That's what it was called. So yeah, I got rid of all the Webpack stuff, and so that made my life a lot easier. I found Webpack really confusing. Like from Rails 3 to 4 or 4 to 5, they switched over to Webpack, and then they got rid of it in like Rails 7. So I found that all Webpack very confusing, hard to work with, and I'm kind of glad it's gone. So yeah, if you want to see me removing Webpack, this is apparently took me a while to remove Webpack. Yeah, so it took me a while to update from Rails 6.1 to 7. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 6 videos. Yeah, so it's basically about 6 hours. Basically a day's worth of work to do that. It's one of the downsides. People always ask me about Rails, what I think about it. I think it's pretty good, but the upgrading can be really painful. So, yeah, and I basically went the same thing. I got everything ready, and then I upgraded the version of Rails. I did some testing, like kind of the same steps we did here, just one slow step at a time. So, anyway, go ahead and watch those if you want. Oh, okay, so it's all done. That's great. So we'll just run it here, which will pull down all the other dependencies we need for testing. There is a database. I think if you watch previous videos, I've talked about removing that database. I still haven't done it because I guess I'm late. I'm just really busy. So I guess I am. Man, if you're watching these videos kind of recently, like not like years in the future, I am thinking about hiring some part-time help. So if you're interested in helping with these websites, I used to have a neighbor help me out with it, but his school got busy and stuff, so he had to bow out. So if you're interested in helping me with some of this development and some of the open source projects I maintain, give me a shout. You can send an email to ask@SaturdayMP.com. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so it's just installing all the gems. So you can read about why I installed the gems. I installed the gems in development during the run instead of during the build, so that it gets properly added to the volume. If you just do it during the build, there's no volume. So I use a volume during development, but during production, all the gems are just installed directly in the Docker container. I don't use a volume. So you can see that in some of the previous videos, I go through some of that stuff. And if you have any questions about how I set this up, by all means, give me a shout. So. Okay, so again, hopefully this won't take too long. Tapioca. What else can we talk about while we wait for this? I guess I should say, like a lot of my, depending on the client I've had, so like past clients, they had their own production environment with Ruby directly installed. Like not through a Docker image, but when I would develop on them, and this one client in particular, they had a Ruby 1.9.3 Rails 3.1 application. They were able to get to Ruby 2.0, but we were never able to get it up to Rails 4 before they finally, it's kind of in the decommission stage. They migrated all it's basically for like an online store. It had a Spree interface for it, or use the Spree gem, which is kind of like an online store, but they migrated all their stuff to a third-party store, so it's kind of just sitting there, just kind of check those, just waiting to be decommissioned. They're just going to leave it running for another year or two and then drop it off. So we basically patched it and got it as stable and as secure as we possibly can, and just let it sit there for another year and then it'll go away. Because there was talk about updating it to the latest version of Ruby and Rails and stuff, but I think it seems like in the long run going to some of these third-party stores is a better choice, because internally they don't have a lot of development staff, and obviously consultants are expensive, so that they could do a lot of this with third-party stores to sell their products, then that's probably a better way to go. All right, so that's all done. What else do I need to do? I need to do Rails. I need to create the database, even though we don't really use it. Oh, I get some depreciation errors. Spell checkers merge. Okay. I'm assuming that I don't use any of that, so that must be some sort of gem that I'm hoping when I update, the problem will go away. So, okay, so the database is created. And now I should be able to run, is it tests or tests? I can never remember. Right now, the client I'm working on is a .NET application. And so I'm a little out of the Ruby ecosystem. So I tend to switch technologies every couple of years, depending on whatever client I'm working with. So again, there's not a lot of tests for this app. Like, what is there, 3? The 3 unit tests, there's 1 or 2 system tests. Yeah, there's not a lot going on. So we do want to get, one thing the neighbor was helping me with was getting the YouTube videos. Oh, these shows actually display on the website, kind of like the most recent 10 or something like that. And so we kind of had the API somewhat set up and working, but ran into some problems where we realized that we were calling the YouTube API like all the time, and it was kind of throttling us. So before the fellow had to step away because of school, he was looking at some caching. So basically we would cache, like we'd just do 1 request a day to get the videos and just cache them somehow. So But again, I'm busy. I haven't had a chance to do this. So, and it's spring here in Edmonton, and way behind in my gardening. Oh yeah, I need to update to Bootstrap too. So hopefully this will go away. These are Bootstrap errors. All right, the system tests look like they're okay. I use standard RB as my Ruby linter. That should be fine. And then the last one we'll do is sorbet. Sorbet is that type checker. So ignoring all of these, you ignore errors, good job. Okay, so basically it looks like the site works. Let's just bring it up just to make sure. Oops, Docker compose up. And we'll just make sure that it works. So just not to be confused with production, let's just use this one again. Oh, I have to run some migrations. Okay. Right, because Rails 7 added a couple... what did they add again? I don't even remember. It's weird. I think they updated the versions. It's got to be the only table in there is the versions table. Add service name to active storage blobs, create active storage. Oh, some active storage stuff, which I actually don't use either. So there's some things I should probably turn off. Excuse me. All right, I'll try not to cough and sniffle too much through this video. Oh, and I guess I keep forgetting to mention this at the beginning. These are kind of live coding, so I might put a little bit of editing into these videos, but I like to kind of keep them live just because there's already enough highly edited 15-minute videos, or 10-minute, 5-minute, 2 minutes, whatever the kids' attention spans are these days. But so this is going to be a longer video, and you're going to see potentially errors. I don't know if some people like it when I make an error. The last video I did with RSA, I made an error. I accidentally overwrote one of the keys, and then I didn't notice it for a while. So it's funny when I watch that video back, it's like, oh, there's where I made the error. And then lately I've been putting like a little highlight around like, oh, this is where I screwed up. Okay, but this is the local host, so this all looks okay. Right. Yeah, it all looks like it works. Okay. So great. Okay, so that's all. I didn't need to get rid of that, but all right, so everything works. Again, this is a pretty simple website. Yours might be more involved, more testing would go into it, and most of the time, I think people, when they're updating, they're like already actively working on the website, so they're pretty happy it works. But I just like to do that because, excuse me, just because I haven't ran in a while, so I just want to make sure everything's worked. And more importantly, I guess my development environment is set up correctly. I haven't screwed anything with that up. So like an update, a Docker update or something didn't mess anything up. Okay, so we're going to run it again. So what was my plan? So here. Okay, so this, done. Check. So I'm going to update. I'm going to, let's just do, I should probably update the gem. Like, I guess if I was doing this on a actual serious website, I would update, I'd make sure all that the gems are updated. And then I always like to regenerate the sorbet files because I always forget to do that. So let's just do that. Let's do a bundle and then an update. And then let's take a quick look at the gem. Is there any gems here that we have that we're restricting for some reason that we don't want to? Like Bootstrap is one I do have to update. I'm not going to do it this video. Yeah, I don't have a lot of restrictions on any of these, so that's good. So Bootstrap is the only one. I have to update to 5.3. I don't know if Bootstrap 6 is out or not. But... all right, so there's quite a few updates. So let's take a look to see. Right, so we updated from basically Rails 7.08 0.1 to 0.4. I guess we added some big decimal for some reason. Builder. I just updated Faker. That's fine. Some Google. No, Google depends on the new version of this proto buff, which I'm not 100% sure. All these gems, and I don't know what half of them to. Mini test is test framework there. Yeah, there's more Rails updates. Rubocop, that's used by standard for my linting. Selenium, that's for testing. Sorbet. I wonder if Sorbet hasn't gone up to 0.6. I wonder if Sorbet is just going to fail. Like, they should have a version 1 by now, you would think, but standard got a minor update. Okay, so it doesn't look like anything crazy. All right, and then let's just run our tests just to make sure. Actually, when I update, I like to do bundle. So I can do this because I'm in a Docker container. I can. It's not a risk for me to get rid of any gems I'm not using for this project. But say if this was just on your machine and not a Docker container, you had multiple Rails projects or other Ruby projects, these gems, and you just removed all the gems, then we're dependent, then that could be a problem. So, that's all good. So let's do Rails. Let's run the tests again. The spell checker thing can go away. It's kind of sad. Okay, so it's good. Now let's try the system test. All right, so updated gems. .6, 1.5. Updated gems. Placed. Sure. And we won't quite. Okay, we don't need to see that anymore. All right, so that's good. And then if we run standard RB, let's see. Sometimes standard, when you update standard, it'll complain or Rubocop because some new error or rule came out, but that's all looks good. And I think Sorbet will pass for now, but we're going to regenerate those files, which I actually don't remember how to do. So if we go look at Sorbet tapioca, I think it's just init will regenerate. Are they on version 1? They're up to 14. Okay. I think I just want to do init. Yeah, init should do everything I need it to do if I remember correctly. So let's do that. Oh, yeah, I have this. Okay, but before I do that, because it's going to change a bunch of files, so let's just commit this. And you're going to see a bunch come up here in a minute probably. Yeah, so if you look here now, yeah, there's a whole bunch of changed files. So. I think. So what does init do again? Generate the RBIs, generate the RBI for missing constants. Yeah, and it has to compile the gems and generate the. So this is used for type checking to make sure the methods actually exist. So, oh yeah, 90 changed files. That'll probably go down as it re-adds some. And then if you go look, so all that sorbet stuff is stored in the sorbet folder. RBI. I have the shims. This is my own. So these are ones I manually had to add. So I might be able to get rid of some of these. We'll have to see. I wonder if I don't use Webpacker anymore. Oh, okay, I'll have to see. Sometimes this one takes a while too. I guess this was going to be a quick video, but actually running all these commands, they're easy, but they just take a while. You just gotta, it's like a hurry up and wait video. Yeah. So it's like if we take a look, some of the things that changed. Let's see. Oh, just a bunch of comments got updated. Didn't actually change any methods. That changed the method. Oh yeah, so it did. So some of these methods looks like they changed a little bit, or somebody. A lot of these files I think get pulled from a central repository. Like people manually or create these files based on the Rails versions and stuff. So it looks like some of those changed. Yeah. Already done yet? Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's compiling Rubocop. Whatever one is compiling after Rubocop takes a while. So the gems command. I'm trying to remember if I have to run in these commands. I think just init will keep doing it. Oh, it still looks like it's in active development. What kind of issues I got going on here? Okay. That's good to see. Ah, it's still taking forever. Yeah. Got some pull requests. What does you go look? I'm curious about sorbet. Because this was used by not Spotify. What's that payment system that I like to use too? I can't remember off the top of my head. Memory's the first thing to go as you get older. But they're on 0.5 still. Do they have like a plan to upgrade to 0.6? Yeah, it'd be tough to write that because Rails or Ruby is a language that allows all sorts of craziness to happen. So I'm curious. So sorbet, Ruby, long-term. Do they have one? Oh, by Stripe. That's who. Haha. types. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if they have plans to do it. Oh, wow, whatever is taking forever here. Okay. Yeah, Shopify, a big Ruby user. I guess I could have just done this for it. Maybe I don't need to do init every. I think I do though. I need to recompile all these gems. Yeah, look at all those changes. So I think when I update to version Ruby 3.1.6, there won't be barely any updates, is my guess. Okay, come on. Whatever you're doing, do it faster. Hopefully it won't fail, because then that would be just super annoying. Okay, which one took forever there? Oh, parser. Okay. Okay, cool. So now if we do sorbet still work. All right, what did it change? So if I look at the tree here, it's all in the sorbet. So a lot of gems got updated, and that was just pretty much it. Okay. So what are those other commands? Do I just run them one at a time just to see what happens? Okay. Tapioca annotations. Did I spell that right? Okay, so I must have already done that. There's like the checksums. I think at the end I'll try and get rid of these, but I bet you they're still going to be required. Configure, we don't need to do that. DSL. Oh, hopefully that's not that whole compile step again. Oh, it did do a couple new things. Okay. Okay, so I do need to run that one. Gem, I think, has already been run. Let's try to do. Okay. All right, did it get rid of that to-do file? Oh, it did. Awesome. Okay, good. We could delete that. That's great. Excuse me. So that all looks pretty good. So what was that command that would update? So let's just commit this. Let's put this as a whip. Stage all changes. Because there was a command that would update all the it would update all of these if it was typed or not. I don't remember how to. Maybe I think sorbet used to do that, but I don't think it does anymore. Well, let's see. How do most of my files? Do we have any false? And I config the gems so nobody cares. True. Again, these are in the annotations, in the sorbet folder, so I don't care. Strict. All right, so most of the files I have are strict, so that's good. Yeah, again, it's not a huge application, so. Oh, these ones are ignore. What if I change it to strict, if that will? Huh, okay. I can't remember if it's strict or strong. Oh, this one doesn't have any. Oh, it does. Oops. Helpers. Jobs. Yeah, JavaScript doesn't matter. I'm trying to remember. I think strict and then strong is like the highest you can get, but it's incredibly it gets really picky then. So okay, there. I'll just add a couple more files in there. So we'll just amend that. Updated sorbet files. All the gems. Okay. Boom. So that looks pretty good. Guess we can run our tests and everything just to make sure. Okay, so where is my whip? Okay, so that all looks good. Now the next step. So this is a bigger app. I would actually do a release now, but let's just update to 3.1.6. So, and there's a couple places we need to do that. So let's just search 3.1.5. Let's do the whole word. So I don't. Oh, this in Git. I don't care about that. So I need to update the Ruby version. I need to update the Docker file, which I already know, and this gem file. So 3 places. So let's put this 3.1.6. 3.1. Oops. 6, and then the gem file one other place. There we go. Now let's exit out of this, and then Docker compose down. For some reason, every time I try to do this update without getting rid of all the volumes and stuff, I think I might have to even prune everything, but I think it's going to screw up. So let's try. Let's try. I usually often have to clean everything up. So if I look here now, I just got 3 files that were changed. Okay. So we'll see if this works, or if I have to get rid of this image as well, because it had some cache stuff, which shouldn't. But it is running this command again. That's what I want. It's running this. I think now that I'm up to later versions of Ruby, that those are installed by default on the. Probably don't need to remove everything, but I just left it as is. So let's just make sure everything works. Oh yeah, all the gems need to be reinstalled. So see if it works with, and then we'll try and update some gems. They shouldn't need any updates. I don't think there might be one or two that are for some reason version locked to 3.15, but I couldn't imagine why. Usually these point major minor patch, this uses patch number updates shouldn't break anything theoretically, although sometimes people do crazy things in patch numbers where they like, oh, this patch number had a minimum, version 2.0 of this 2.0.0 of this gem required Ruby 2, and then version 2.0.1 required version Ruby 2.1. Like I've seen that before, where a patch version just breaks it. I think that was for older gems. I think people have gotten better with that, but you definitely see that with some older gems. Okay, more of this hurry up and wait while it installs things. Then we'll do a quick test, make sure everything works, and then we'll do it once more. So, okay. So let's do Rails test. And all these are run when I do the build anyway. And I think we'll show that in this video. Oh, it's almost 40 minutes already. It's a lot of hurry up and wait. Oh, yeah, see, I get this. Yeah, I think I have to delete the image. Oh, no, I need a database. Okay. Rails db create. Yeah, maybe that'll be another video. Chris removes the database from website that doesn't need it. And then watch when we add the YouTube. I'm not sure what the best way to cache that is. Like, would I cache that the data from the YouTube URL into a Postgres database, or would I use like Reddit or something? Like, I don't know. Because I guess if I put in something like Redis, it would. Like it'll go away if I restart the database, I think. But, oh, I got a fourth file changed. Oh, the gemlock. Whoa, what changed in gemlock? Oh, right. It was generated with a new. Okay, cool. Yep, still spell checkers. Yeah, still that bootstrap error. So maybe that's the next thing I'll do after this. I'll fix that bootstrap error. I think the one system test, I think all it does is just make sure that Calendly opens correctly. So maybe I'll check on that next time we have a little. We have to wait for something. And then sorbet. Okay, so none of the gems were. I don't think I need to regenerate the sorbet files. So let's just do this. Updated from Ruby 3.1.5 to 3.1.6. Okay, so let's commit that. And then let's just do a quick manual test to make sure nothing broke and that everything starts okay. Take a minute for Passenger to fire up. Oh yeah, Furioso. Oh. I'm excited to see that movie. So I love the Mad Max Fury Road. That was great. Looks like everything works. That's good. Great. Okay. So, oh man, do I run the sorbet in? We're just gonna have to do it again. I think so. Everything looks good for now. So what I'm going to do is I committed. Did I commit that? Yeah. Okay. So now this is the big one. Updating to Ruby 3.2. Right? Where's my to-do list? So we didn't update the sorbet files, but no gems changed. So really, you only have to update the sorbet files when gems change for the most part. So I think I'm okay there. So some gems might change when I update to Ruby 3.2, like maybe they're locked through Ruby 3.1 for a version, but I don't think there'll be that many. So, but let's see. I've been surprised in the past. So I went 3.2.4. So again, let's just find all of these. Wait, what's going on? There we go. Okay. So I don't care about the Git. I don't care about this. Oh, it does have the gem in there for some reason. Okay. Okay, so I have to update this to 3.2.4. I have to update the Docker file to... no. 3.2.4. 3.2.4. And this Ruby version, 3.2.4. There we go. All right, so that looks good. So let's just double check. Right. Okay. And we'll have to do that. Let's just bring everything down, have to rebuild it. Oh, right. Okay, so how does this work again? Your but your gem file. Right. So what I need to do, I can never remember how to do this. So I think, because I want to update all these gems anyway. So what I will do is I will go to my Docker entry point, and I'm just going to turn off temporarily this this command here. And then we can run it, and then we can manually, oops. I guess we'll just get rid of the whole thing. And then we can manually just run that Docker compose. Oh, required Ruby is not installed. Yeah, so this is where it gets confused. So let's... I'm going to have to get rid of that image, I think. Right, if I run it again, I'll get the same thing. Yeah. So let's just get rid of that image. So if we go to our dashboard, we got our containers. Let's just delete that. It's fine. Oh. I don't know what's going on. Do I Docker stop? There's something running. Okay, maybe that was the problem. Because usually you want to get rid of the containers first. No, no such file. Oh, Docker Compose is freaking out on me. Let's just do this one. All volumes. This is the nuclear option to get rid of all your Docker containers. So again, don't run that on a system where you have a bunch of containers that might take forever to rebuild. And so now if I go, this Docker desktop for Linux is kind of back and forth. Yeah, see, it didn't get rid of that volume for some reason. Okay, so we look all clean there. So let's do Docker compose. Oh, I guess I didn't build it. Oh, shoot. I forgot to build it after I updated the thing. So there's a little bug in the video. I guess I didn't have to purge everything. I probably just had to delete again. Now it's going to take a little longer because it's got to pull the images. Okay. But, oh, yeah, we were going to talk about that test. So if, oh, what? There's 4 tiles changed. The gem file, Docker file. Oh, entry point, right, but I'll undo that. So I was going to say, what was that one test? So I look under my tests. What is it? System? Home test. Yeah, so this is basically it. Right, so basically, does it show the Calendly? Yeah, within the frame, does it show Calendly? Okay. And then what are my other? I think the other tests are all just controllers. Like, just does the controller display correctly? Yeah, so it's not a lot going on this website. So if we put the URL YouTube stuff in there would be a bunch more tests in there. Yeah, there's not a lot going on. So sorry about that. Now, if you want to just fast forward this video a couple of minutes while I wait for this, I have to think of something else to talk about now. What else? Like, well, let's take a look at Bootstrap. So that's the next thing I need to do. I think before I do, what are the Bootstrap versions? I'm on 5, so I don't need to worry about that. I'm on, oh, okay. So they haven't switched to 6. What am I on? 5. 5.2.1. Oh, that's not too bad. So again, like when I update to Bootstrap, maybe if I do this in a video, I'll update to 5.2.3, and then hopefully everything will work, and then I'll update to 5.3. So 2.3 probably should, like, nothing should break, but 5.3, they might have broke something. How do I see? Does it tell me release notes? And I'm not using too much of Bootstrap, like too complicated. Download. Doesn't say what changed. I think there's some other problem too with, I can't remember anymore. Kind of nice that I record these videos. I have to go back and look, but there was a problem with, because I'm using this new Dart SAS Rails, and I couldn't update these because reasons. Oh, I couldn't update Bootstrap, I think, because I couldn't update one of these or something like that. There was some weird dependency. Oh, now I'm going to have to go look at an old video. Yeah, but these are a new way to handle assets. I really like the fact that they've gotten rid of a lot of the JavaScript, especially Webpack. That was, I think I said this at the beginning of the video, but that was a big pain in the butt. So, at least for me, I didn't understand it at all. It just made my life more miserable. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so yeah, if you're really bored, just fast forward this video a couple minutes while we wait for, I don't know, what's doing an update, pulling, where are we, Docker file. It's just an update too, like why? I guess I do install these packages, but sure does seem to take a while. I like to think my internet connection's okay. Like, it's not shabby. We have surprisingly good internet connections up here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I've worked with some people in the States, and when I hear about their internet speeds, I'm somewhat surprised sometimes. I'm like, oh, you live like in a fairly, like a more populated area than Edmonton, Alberta, and that sounds like really bad internet speeds. So. Although in Canada, we do have the problem with, we don't have monopolies per se, we tend to have duopolies. So there's like maybe like 2 phone companies or internet providers you can choose from. So prices tend to be a bit higher. And especially we don't have a lot of population in Alberta. Although the population in Alberta has grown, but our population is really small and people are spread out. So it can be very expensive for those companies to provide internet access to rural communities and stuff. But yeah, we have a lot of duopolies. And like like there's only like 2 airlines really I can use to choose from, Air Canada and WestJet. And it sucks because then neither of them provide great service anymore. So options are kind of limited. You just pay more. Holy jeez. Why is this? This is really taking a long time. Okay, keep going. Keep going. You can do it. You can do it. All right, I'm gonna. While I'm waiting, what's a Paso Docker? Passenger GitHub. Because we're on what, 302, and then I'll release this here. Let's look at their change log. Oh, so they've done a couple updates. So we're on 301, I think. Because they have a default Ruby that comes with it, usually one of the latest versions. But yeah, so a lot of these are. Oh, maybe I need to, if I run into this error issue. Okay. Yeah, so removed. Yeah. So no big rush to update that, except if this gets in the way. Okay, finally done. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so this will take a minute or 2 to pull these images down. And then we will run the update and install the gems. So let's see how that works. So first thing I need to do, Rails DB, I need to create the database. Oh, right. Bundle update. Let's just try updating all the things. I'm curious see what the gem file looks like after I update this. What gems were changed? Or the gem lock file, I guess. The gem file should just have one change. Yeah, I can't imagine there'd be too many gems that were locked to Ruby 3.1, but maybe there was. 1 or 2. Spoom. I have no idea what that does. But it's a funny name. Oh, no gem lock file yet. So we will get a new gem lock file because at the very least it'll change that bottom line that says like built with Ruby version or whatever. So let's see. Okay, so there's a gem lock. Oh, okay, so SSF embedded was updated. Sometimes, for some reason I picked the Linux specific one. Interesting. And then, yeah, if we look down here, bundled with, oh, we have a new bundler, and then we have the new Ruby version. Okay, perfect. All right, so that's good. That's exactly what we want. And let's Rails DB create. Excuse me. Is this going to work, or do I have to exit out of this container and jump back in? Because Passenger has a slightly different terminal setup than the standard Ruby Docker container. Oh, okay, doesn't look like it. Migrate. Okay, and then Rails test. And then we'll regenerate those sorbet files, but I like only one change, so it shouldn't be that onerous of a process. So, okay, Rails test system. So this looks good. Yeah, usually updating the version of Ruby, at least for future versions, like later versions of Rails, like jumping from Ruby 2 to 3 could potentially cause problems. But after about Ruby, I think about Ruby 2.1, it wasn't too bad to update the version of Ruby. It's more Rails that's always the thing that's a little harder to update. Okay, and sorbet. Excuse me. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So let's just bring it up. There we go. And just do a quick visual look at it. Make sure nothing here broke. There we go. That all looks good. Okay. And then, so let's, okay, so, yep. Oh, right, we don't want this. Docker entry point. Haha. Okay. Updated from Ruby 3.1.6 to 3.2.4. Okay, that's good. And then -L. And let's do this. What were we going to do? Tapioca init. I think most of these, yeah, they're all going to be identical. Okay, so DSL. There was one that was updated, that one file, but even then, I don't even think. Do we have that? Oh, annotations, I guess, too. Gem. What does that gem command do? Gem. Okay. I don't know. Let's try it. Yeah, that's all. Oh, looks good. Okay. One file in the bin. Oh, Tapioca updated itself. Oh, interesting. Did I miss that? Oh, interesting. Okay. I guess we can append that to the... Let's just do that. Amend, not append, amend. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So, nothing much else to do. We did bring it up, right? Okay, well, let's bring it up. Let's do this. Let's push this. And so let's do that. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Sorry about that. I said I was sick this weekend. So, okay. So now we have, that's all pushed. So again, these are steps to just kind of reiterate. These are kind of steps you would use for any update. You basically make sure everything works, update any existing third-party libraries or anything like that. Update to the, I usually like to update to the latest patch version of whatever I'm updating to. So if this was Rails, I would update to the latest 7.0. Whatever patch version if I hadn't already, or whatever library you're using, update to the latest patch version, and anything else you need to, make sure that works. And then finally, make the big jump. So, and if you're really conservative too, you could go 3.2.0. Again, if your website's really important, but usually the patch versions, depends on the library, or usually you can go to the latest patch version right away. Although every once in a while, maybe check the release notes just to make sure there's nothing, not some dependency or something that breaks that you rely on. And then if you, like, if your website's like a lot, like mine, this one's pretty basic, there's not a lot going on. If yours is more complicated, you might want to push these to production, or maybe push it to UAT, maybe not to production, but push it to a UAT site and get your users or your testers to bang on it for a bit. But yeah, these are the basic steps you're going to do for any type of update. So, okay, so now we've pushed this here. Where is my, all right, here. Here's the website. Here's the pipelines we got. So as soon as we pushed here, we have all these CI/CD stuff set up. So let's go take a look at this. Oh, that's not what I want. That's the actual. I guess I probably should. So issues. Do I have an issue of updating to Ruby? No, there's my updating for Bootstrap. Flaky test. Okay. I don't have one. Okay. So for those of you who don't, GitLab, a merge request is basically the same thing as a pull request. So this is updated from Ruby 3.1.5 to 3.2.4. Updated the Ruby version used and all the gems. Just assign that to me. No reviewer because it's just me working on this now. I don't do milestones for the basic website. This is updating dependencies. I'll just create that merge request. And then if we go look at this pipeline, do I click this one? Yeah, there's my pipeline. So this will build it like, yeah, so it builds a Docker container. It's running. I can't remember what the CI. Oh, this is if this just backs up the gems to make the builds faster. Installing the gems. And then we'll see what happens after that. So the pipeline's building. And then the nice thing is on render here, I have this previews enabled. So whenever I create a pull request or a merge request, it should show up here. But I think that pipeline has to finish building first. I can't remember how that works. So you'll see it down here. Oh yeah, there it is. So there's the actual render. I can go take a look at it. So this will build it for production, and then I can just test to see if it works. All right, wait a couple more minutes here. Well, thank you if you've stuck through this whole thing. Hopefully you found this useful. All right, oh, I dropped the database, create it. Get much I don't need. Schema, all this stuff. Why do I? Oh, I have to create it once for the development, once for the test environment. And then I run the linter, I run sorbet thingy on it. Oh, right, because this is building in the CI, I also have to make sure I install my assets. I remember I had to make that change. I run the tests. Oh, it'll be nice to get rid of that bundler error. Yeah, and this is just, I think this just backs up the volumes, like the gems and stuff, so I don't have to reinstall them, so. Oh, okay, there. Now the PR showed up there. And that'll push it. Okay, so it looks like all that passed, so we'll just do a quick check on render once it's done. If I go look here, we can see it's doing its thing. Okay, I gotta pause this for a second. I'm gonna cough and stuff here. Just hold on for 1 sec. Oh, all right, sorry about that. You probably just saw something jump down here, but yeah, it's just basically running through the Docker file. The Docker file, in this case, like I said, it's installing the gems right into the Docker file itself, which is cool, which is good. So this is all done. This all passed, succeeded. Hooray! So it's ready to merge. We'll let this finish doing its thing here, just to do a quick test. Might as well wrap it up. It's already been 1 hour and 11 minutes, so you've been very patient. I guess if someone's watching this whole thing, and you're like, man, it would be great is if we cut little parts of it out and made like the shorts or something, like 5-minute little things. Let me know if you're interested in helping out with that, because I have no idea how to do that, nor any major desire to do it, I guess. So. So what? Installing all the. What does my Docker file look like again? So did that. So we're not into development. So we're installing all the gems, and then we need to set up the assets, and then just clean up. Okay. So that once the gems are installed, it should be pretty much done. And then I think it takes a minute or two for it to like push the, oh yeah, it's done installing the gems and did the rest of it really quick. So then it just needs a minute or two to push it out. So this would be the site that you, I think this is, yeah, so nothing there right now. So I'm really glad I went to all the effort of setting all this up. This is super useful. It was really useful when I had someone else helping me out, so because they could just test their changes. The only problem is this kind of costs money. Like if you leave these, PRs up and running, they charge you money for it. But done. Oh, okay. Still, deployment's done, but now it's start. Now I should see the passenger log. Okay, my service is, oh, cool. Service is live. Is it? I don't see it yet. Oh, there we go. Oh, right. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a sec while I look up this password. I forget what it is. Hold on for 1 sec. Okay, sorry about that. So I entered that username and password there. I recorded some videos where I showed how to set that up. Some basic auth for the render pull requests. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's a bunch of interesting errors. They just keep coming in. Huh, it might be something I have to look up later. Someone tried to connect with an invalid password. Oh, it's probably the... I wonder if someone's just... I wonder who keeps logging into this site here. That's crazy. Huh. Someone just keeps hitting that basic auth. Okay, interesting. So, it looks like this works. And I'm not too worried. Like if someone connects, again, this is a pretty basic website. There's nothing like It's not like a client where they have a bunch of customer data, like they're using a test database, but it's full of like a copy of production with customer data. I don't care too much if somebody gets in. But that's hilarious. I never noticed that before. Wow. Huh. Maybe that's I wonder if that's a keep alive thing or something from Render. I'll have to look that up. Okay, cool. But it looks like everything's working. So with that in mind, I'm going to wrap this video up. Again, hopefully you found this useful. If you did, feel free to share and like and subscribe to the video so others can find it. If you have any feedback you'd like to share with me, both good or bad, you can send me an email to ask@SaturdayMP.com. You can also use that to .com. You can also use that to send me questions if you'd like me to answer. I'd love to turn this into more of a user caller kind of like show where people ask questions and I answer them in future videos. So that would be great. You can also do that by leaving comments or feedback, or you can do that by leaving feedback or questions in the comments below. If you're watching this on YouTube, I try to check those every once in a while. And otherwise, I hope that you're not sick right now, or if you are sick, you're recovering like I am and feeling better than you did on Saturday, where you just felt like a piece of crap. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and week. Take care and goodbye.